Few minutes, it looks as if demolition work has already begun. Michael Mahoney, live on the ground,
turn it down.
Truce before. Mike.
Yeah, here's what's going on. They have determined that they cannot extinguish these fires, these flare-ups that keep popping up inside of this church. There's one right over my shoulder right now. So they're going to go ahead and simply knock the rest of this building down. This older church used to be a Masonic temple, used to be a church before that, dates back over 100 years earlier. And then they're going to put out the hot spot fires. The other development today is investigators are declaring this an accident. They don't know exactly how it started, but they know it was not arson. Here's more.
We found nothing to indicate that this was a set fire or a criminal act.
This morning, more than 24 hours after it started, it was still going. Little pockets being doused out by fire hoses.
My children grew up there. My son and his wife were married there. I have a lot of good memories other than that.
Joanne Searle says she's been a member here for 44 years. By Monday afternoon, investigators were hauling debris out from the northwest corner of the old church building. That's where they think it started, but it is still very early in the investigation. Now, there's been a building and floor collapse inside, so it's dangerous for investigators to go too deep into the debris. Still, investigators can figure some things out.
It is our hope that we don't have to go in very far, that by pulling things out, putting them on the ground, we can more safely evaluate those things.
And they have determined now that this is going to be an accidental fire. They don't know.
Okay.
Said he was gone for 10 minutes. Someone got into the car.
Back to you.
And the city recently inspected the building, didn't find any major
Hey,
violations.
Mickey.
Here we go.
That a historic church in Kansas City has been ruled accidental, but the cause is still unknown. The Evangelistic Center Church at Truman Road in Troost caught fire early yesterday morning, and more than 35 hours later, it is still burning. Fox 4 Shannon O'Brien is live at the scene where KCFD is still trying to put out hot spots.
Still over 35 hours after this fire started, there's still a lot going on here. I'm going to go away, and you can see back here that they are now tearing down the west wall of the building. It's like the biggest backhoe I have ever seen tearing down this church. It started just kind of scraping the electrical wires off, and now it has most of the west wall torn off. Now, what's going on inside the building, you can see there is still a fire behind the front door. Firefighters until about 5:15 were here dumping water on it. They can't get to it because there are so many layers of roofing and of combustible materials on top of it. They're just going to let it burn until these walls come down. Then they will pour water right back on it. And as I said, there's a lot of wood and combustible material.
Zoe, be quiet.
This building, and this building has such an impressive history. Watching the building burn, so much Kansas City history is going up in smoke. In the late 1800s, it was the Dundee Methodist Church, bought in 1903 by the Scottish Rite, which is a Masonic lodge. At the time, it was a growing group of Masons whose membership included the most prominent men in Kansas City, including the Block family, Kempers, and even President Harry S. Truman.
You know the history here. It's I've had so many people that would tell me since this fire, they drove by here thousands of times in their lives here in Kansas City, never realized what this building was. So it's just sad that it takes a tragedy like this to bring to light really what it stood for.
As the story goes, President Truman would go to the Masonic Lodge as a sort of refuge from the Secret Service, telling his detail he did not need them because he was with his Mason brothers and felt pretty safe. In 1903, the Scottish Rite moved and the building returned to being a church. But a church it will be no more as we watch all of that history come down at just, you know, the swipe of a big old backhoe. Anyway, this is just one of the historic jewels in Kansas City that people don't know about until something like this happens. Folks who attended this church we talked to today said the one thing that makes them feel okay about this is that it has been determined that this fire was not intentionally started. Shannon O'Brien, Fox 4 News, looking for you live in Kansas City.
Okay, we're not going to get to see her.